can open your eyes.
Oh, did we already start? I was gonna get a snack.
You are once again in darkness. Nothing above, nothing below, nothing beside, nothing all around. But you do hear a voice. What questions do you have? Sounds tired. You can almost hear this almost labored breath. You can only stay for a moment.
Are you alright?
It's not the question you should be asking.
That's what I want to know.
Be alright. Don't worry about me.
I'm worried
What
about...
question do you have?
What am I supposed to focus on?
What do you seek? What do you want? How are you going to achieve your goal?
Sorry. I was taking notes, Jasper. And
It fades. His voice fades.
okay.
I sit in my dream and cry.
So he disconnected? Okay. What do you seek? What do you want? What is your goal? Oh! Gotcha! 3 lines for a mantra. 3 questions. Okay. Seek, want, goal. Okay. What am I looking for? Firstly, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Do you?
Okay.
I have all
This
the
might be a
answers
little bit
to it.
cheesy, but was there any kind of song that Jasper would sing all the time?
There were several elven,
Any lullabies or any like
Kind
of like just nice little melodies and stuff. Any like, was there one I can think of that was more peculiar that I can like kind of hum to myself?
You would know him pretty well. There were a couple that come to mind.
Okay. I was just
One of them kind of sounds like Transylvanian lullaby, but it's a little different. There are some alterations.
I don't know that song.
The other is you know it. It's meant to be a faster dance, but he slowed it down. And he would hum it from time to time.
okay. Okay. Nora, while she's thinking, she's gonna hum that. And she's meditating. Okay, what do I seek? I mean, do I want to make this about Jasper? She's forcing us to flesh out our characters.
I know, and I'm like trying to help you, and I'm like,
Come on, just stay silent. I know, it's easy from the sidelines when you're in the hot spot. It's like, ah. Okay. So, for seeking, I am seeking a place of full acceptance. And so, the only place that I've ever felt that was around Jasper. Not even me? Well, yeah, I think she would have felt it around you. Okay. Yes. Full acceptance. Except, like whenever they were younger, like it was more, it's a little less now because there's like a barrier, and it makes her kind of sad that there is like a barrier between
The two of us?
The two of us. Because it's like we can both tell that there's something, but we're both too afraid to like, eh. So.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, she's seeking close companionship and setting with Jasper and Talavin. Yes. That's what she's thinking about for the first one. Let me see.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
As you are reflecting on these things.
Okay. 8.
I was actually gonna say you do get it with advantage because you're humming something from your past.
11. That's not very good. Do you want to go on timeout?
What it is that you're seeking is you're concentrating on it. It feels narrow.
Okay.
As you begin concentrating, you feel you start thinking about Zoom. You think about Adriel. You think about some of the other people who you encountered who, maybe they haven't earned your full trust, maybe they haven't earned your full acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
But you think about how they simply interacted with you.
Okay.
Maybe it's less of an acceptance thing. Maybe.
Is it more of a, like a trust?
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence is something that's good. Ha! I got a nat 1.
You're having a hard time focusing. As you start thinking about it, what else could it be?
I think this is, I'm a nat 1 right now. I can't think of anything. Okay. What else can it be? It could be... how... Okay, tying it into the protector thing. How, whenever I was younger, I felt certain ways, like not belonging, but I want to make it so that others don't have to feel as alone as I did when I was younger.
There's a slight spark.
Yes. Okay. I'm getting somewhere.
But there's something more. There's something deeper.
Okay.
There's something. There's a mix. There's a fine balance between what you were saying before and what you're saying to yourself now here in this moment as you are standing there alone, as you're meditating there alone.
Okay.
There's something deep set.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fine line between needing that acceptance and showing others.
Mm-hmm.
There's a balance. I see it in your eyes.
So I'm gonna think about why I wanted to help Tal'el. Because I wrote that down. I wrote down a bunch of notes. I was like, what do I want to focus on? So I was like, trying to think, why did I want to help Tal'el in the first place? Like, I didn't know him, and there was no point, but he was alone and abandoned, separated from things that he cared about, and...
Make an intelligence saving throw.
And I'm not gonna get a 1. It's not gonna happen. Okay, it's 12. It's my rolls. I'm saying good stuff. It's just the dice.
You're taking that moment. You do wonder why did I decide to help him?
Hmm.
Was it to show him something?
Oh, I think.
Was it to reassure him of something? Your mind is feeling muddled.
I suppose, well, I think... Let's see, it was because he was separated and hurt. And I wanted to make him be a part of something because he'd lost the thing he was a part of. It's not very good.
Make another intelligence saving throw. You're there in the darkness alone.
Please. Okay, you're going away. No, that was 2.
I'm sorry, I can't let you use it.
Kinsey?
Yeah, that's dangerous right there.
One back here. Okay, so I got a 2. I'm still gonna use that 2. So intelligence would be 5.
Your mind is just muddled. You're having a hard time concentrating. You feel yourself almost waking. You're so restless. Why is this so hard? Why is this tormenting you? Why on earth would Jasper set you on this task? Why on earth would he do something like this if it weren't for a purpose? You've always trusted in him. You've always trusted that there's some kind of purpose. Why? What is he making you do? Why is he making you do this?
He's making me be alone so I can think about being alone. Yeah.
No, that's not what you think.
Oh, okay, I know. No, it's just I'm in like a nothingness pit, so I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Why would he have you do this?
Because I need to pull strength from people other than him and give strength in return.
Feeling that warmth spreading slightly. There's something else. There's a conglomeration. There's a root to this, and you know it. There's 3 words.
I love you. No.
And you feel it. There's a reason. There's a reason why he can't come right now. There's a reason why he set you on this mission. There's a reason right now why you're alone. There's a reason why you decided to help Tal'el. A reason why you were helping other people. Why you're also feeling selfish. You want to do something for yourself, but you also want to do it for others. And that's that pit. That hole you feel buried in your sternum. A hole that you haven't been able to fill except when you were with him. Because of these 3 things. These 3 words. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, I don't want to copy what you said because that would be cheating. It's a 20, but it's leaning. It's leaning.
It was barely leaning. It was just like doing a little bit.
It was either a 2 or a 20. Do I want to reroll it? I should reroll it.
I'm going to roll this. Say high or low for your favor.
I've been rolling low, but you've been rolling high, I think. Hi. Reroll. I meant to say low. Intelligence, you say?
Yes.
12.
12.
12.
Each time you did something that defied others' expectations, you remember feeling that whole fill.
When I defied expectations, the hole filled?
Being Is this something to do with others' perceptions of yourself? You wonder? You're beginning to get a little bit restless. You're having a hard time meditating. You feel your body shift. You're starting to come to consciousness if you're not careful.
Fills a hole, defies expectations. This is me. Okay.
There is something selfish and yet giving. There is something external and also internal. There's something that keeps you between the two worlds.
Is it love? Is it love? Wait, what did you say?
I said, I'll be writing the fucking shit. She's going around. I'll be writing that shit down. Oh, every word. Go back and study that shit.
What do you do? You're starting to come back to consciousness. What do you do?
I know.
What are you doing?
And okay, so the whole field, whenever you're whenever I defy expectations, it fills up a hole. And then there's a give and a take that's internal and external, selfish but giving. It's gotta be love. Like, that's always the answer to everything.
3 words.
It's 3 words.
Is it a common phrase? Is this Jeopardy?
The purpose of all of this boils down to 3 words. Why do you do this? Why are you doing this? What is your goal?
It's for love? No, it's for... Maybe it's not love. Okay, so thinking back.
Starting to feel the warmth drain.
No!
From your body.
No! Okay,
What little was there is beginning to seep
giving and taking. It's for
away.
the acceptance of loyalty? No, not loyalty. Giving and taking. Scratch my back, you scratch yours.
Make another intelligence saving throw.
Please, just give me this one. Just give me one. I don't know. 19 plus 3 is 22.
You begin thinking, why am I doing all of this stuff? Why is he doing all of these things? Why can't I just get a beat on it? Why? You start reflecting on all of those feelings, all of those emotions from before, and you begin going through and analyzing it. I felt this way whenever one of the council members said this to me. I was doing this and I proved them wrong. You hush.
Did you figure it out?
And then it hits you.
Oh, God.
The 3 words. To prove yourself.
Is that it? To prove yourself?
You begin thinking, why would you help? Why would you help a sprite from the woods when he's feeling alone, whenever he has nothing else? To prove to him he's not alone. To prevent that same feeling from creeping into him. But also to show yourself.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think. God.
You're feeling the warmth spreading through your body slightly. You have to maintain it though. You're fighting, you're right at that brink between coming back to consciousness and focusing on this energy that is now starting to gather in your chest, in your limbs. You making eyes over there?
I have a weakness for... Weakness? I have a weakness for those who are weak and naturally want to come to their aid because I'm able. And It's your greater, the sum of the two is greater than the individual. What was that? Why are you looking at...
Make another intelligence saving throw.
That's
You're
not
you're
smart.
trying to logic your way out of this. Intelligence is logic, is thinking about all of the steps, all of the processing.
I'm supposed to feel it!
Oh my goodness, and thus the light is shown.
Okay.
Make a note, make an intelligence saving throw. You're right at that cusp, you were right at that
18! So 21.
21. Everything that you've been dealing with up until this point has been trying to follow some kind of train of thought. And once you finally have it, those 3 words, you begin reflecting inwards. And you switch your perspective. You start thinking about things differently. And you feel the warmth spreading, wrapping itself around your chest. Like creeping vines wrapping around your arms, your fingers, your torso. Not constricting. But
I'm gonna feel it! Oh no. Okay.
What do you do?
Okay, I'm going to think about how I felt whenever, like, anytime I did something for Zoom or Tal'el or Wyatt or anyone, anytime I was able to do something for them. I'm going to think about how that made me feel, how it made me feel needed and wanted, but also needed and wanted, but how it also made them feel needed and wanted. It gave them value.
Make a
It
wisdom
gave me
saving throw.
Okay, wisdom's a little better than intelligence. I'm shooting for charisma, but it's not working. 15 plus 4 is 19.
The warmth is starting to coalesce throughout the rest of your body. You begin feeling it in your core. You begin feeling it stretching down into your legs. You begin feeling it along your spine, creeping up like the vines of old. You're right there. But are you?
Okay, so feeling...
How do you hang on to it?
And
You're
then-
fighting consciousness in this moment.
Okay.
You can almost see the dawn light coming.
Okay, talking about how it made them feel and how it made me feel, so emotions, and then how do I work charisma? Charisma's about
Charisma is force of personality. It's presence. It's performance. It is the ability to persuade, to deceive.
how I want to prove myself and how I want to be seen by others. I don't want to be seen as the castaway or as the person on the pedestal. I want to be seen as someone who people can take refuge in and that they can ask for help without fear of being cast away.
Like charisma saving.
Yes! I'm going to make charisma! 18 plus 6 is 24!
You feel that burning along your spine. You feel it snaking around every single column. It begins draining from the rest of your body. You begin feeling it coalesce in your spine along your shoulder blades. You're right there at the cusp.
Okay.
As you're beginning to see dawn, you can see it through your eyelids. The ground beneath you is no longer black, but starting to become day.
Okay.
You realize if you don't break through in this very moment, you're going to lose the progress you made this night.
Okay,
To the dawn.
Quick side note. You said that the Feywild is always at like a midday light?
Like almost lighter than the dusk. It's not quite midday. It's lighter, more than dusk, but not quite.
Shoot, I was gonna use that to my advantage.
I mean, dusk, dawn is kind of like.
Okay, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. I'm gonna pull upon the Feywild and think about how, in like using the light to like more fully put me in the situation, that I'm don't have to be alone anymore. I can rely on not only Jasper and want to give, and want to help him, but also all the other. I want to spread the
There's this burning, searing pain in your back. Focusing on this.
Okay. Yes. Then we keep talking.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
You're looking in on yourself.
13.
As you're focusing, you start your mind partially interrupted by memories of the Feywild.
Shouldn't I have gotten advantage because I was thinking about the Feywild and thinking about
And that's being cresting dawn. You begin feeling the energy
No!
in your body. You feel it seep
Why is it morning? I don't want it to be morning. Go back to sleep.
that I got my wings.
Go back to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep.
Go back to sleep.
You open your eyes
No!
in total frustration
No.
as you feel the last bit of warmth drain from your spine and dissipate.
Oh, damn, girl. Damn. Did she say the mantra that you were saying, the 3 words? No.
Can I get like a whisper in your ear? Like, I just want to like.
What I was thinking? Can I like tell you what I was thinking?
No. Wait, no. That's metagaming. They're metagaming.
I mean, like,
It's close.
yeah. So like, yeah.
But like, I'm at 100%.
Because like then when you kept talking, I was like, Cause like when I thought about it, like
Well,
it's what I was thinking, but
Since it's not it, can you tell me? Since it's not
Maybe
what it was.
I was thinking. So when she was thinking about how like you like because you said like defying expectations, I was thinking like defy the odds. Like you're defying the odds around you, you know, like they think that you're one way, but really you want to be something else.
Oh, so defy the odds.
Yeah, defy the odds.
That's cool.
She said 3 words. I was like thinking of every 3-word mantra I could possibly think of, and it just wasn't. It just I
was too busy crying.
yeah.
I was so.
And then I was trying to be like, I was getting mine. You told me to think of Naruto and how he like the pain. That's what got me through when I did mine.
Did you restart it?
Yes.
It's restarted.
You all come to consciousness.
I wake up in a foul mood.
Oh dear.
Zoom and Tal'el both are awake, looking around, indicate to you that they haven't seen anything all night. And Tal'el seems a little bit more jittery, a little bit more nervous this morning, it seemed. Do you think we're still being followed?
I mean, we possibly could be. No, nobody saw anything, but we can never be 100% sure.
Is it even safe to keep going? I mean, I don't want to lead any. If everyone is fine back at the village, am I leading them straight to them?
Would you like to continue? Well, how strong are your wings now?
He takes a second and concentrates and gets maybe 2 inches off the ground before he has to drop, and he just shakes his head. If I had 3 or 4 more days, it would be alright.
Are there any patrols out that you would know that you'd be able to intersect? Or you have to actually go into the town?
The closest patrols, I mean, we're not, well, we're a vast distance, we're relatively close together. And this particular outpost is not as large as the others.
What if when we got closer, only, maybe if just you and Zoom go forward, and me and Nora can stay back and keep watch to see if anyone is following us.
Mm-hmm.
To maybe try and, keep away.
That could work. Kind of looks up to Zoom. You feel up for it? And Zoom nods and kind of gives him a little thumbs up.
Alright.
About how far are we from...
Not
We should get
not
there.
very far. We should be there in a few hours if we go now.
Alright.
So then maybe about, several miles out, you let us know, and me and Nora will hang back, and then you all continue.
What if something's going wrong right at that moment?
Let's see. Well, how about
How do we get a hold of you?
we can have a rendezvous time. If you guys aren't back by, or in a few hours, then we'll come.
Searching. 'Cause I don't
It's
think I
too late
have...
at that point.
Technically, he's Fae, is he not?
Mhm.
I can track Fae. I have advantage in tracking Fae, so
You can?
maybe
Ooh.
I can, it says, I had advantage in wisdom saving survival when tracking Fae, fiend, or undead.
Wow.
Not that they would know that, but we would know that. I would know
Yeah, you would know that.
that.
Yeah. If you were trying to track him, but he is traveling with Zoom. That's the only
So that's
the only problem.
I'd have to be like, you have to get down and walk.
Joy.
So what if we had a signal, or
I mean, can they do so I was thinking.
What if instead of 2 or 3 miles out, what if it was just a mile, a half a mile, from there? I mean,
if you feel comfortable with that?
I'd rather have people closer than not at all. At the same time, I don't want you all getting hurt. If everything is fine there, then I don't want any of the patrols to come and see you as some kind of invading force.
Right.
And if everything is wrong, or going wrong, then you need to be close enough to be able to act, to help if you can. Although I wouldn't ask that of you.
You know that we will.
It's the first smile you've seen in a while. Right. Let's go.
Alright.
While we were discussing
Make
this, I
a
made
perception check with me.
I made some tea and stuff.
I assume so.
Oof.
11.
Absolute trash buckets. My perception is plus 12.
12. You notice him reach into his pouch, and along the edge of his sword he dips his hand in some kind of liquid and rubs it against the blade. Rubs it against both his blades.
Is it what we saw him make before?
It's hard to tell. You just see him, it looks like he has something, and he takes out both of his blades and sheaths, applies and sheaths, and
Alright.
puts it back.
He could just pour it in the sheath, and then,
Then it would only be at the bottom.
well, you fill it all the way up, and then whenever you put the sword in, it would squeeze up.
Depends how tight the sheath is.
Like a bubble wand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a bubble, exactly.
For poison!
All fairies carry around bubble wands of poison.
Yeah,
Canon material.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're traveling.
Okay.
Alright. Because it's not very far, you don't have to make any extra rolls or anything.
Phew.
You all get about half a mile out. Make a perception check again for me.
11.
21.
21. You are kind of bringing up the rear and kind of checking backwards. You don't see anything. You don't notice anything odd. Talavin, because you are kind of in the middle with Warrior, you notice something in the air as you kind of inhale through your mouth and through your nose. There's a very distinct smell.
Do I know what this smell is?
Burning.
No!
Smells like smoke.
Smells like
Did we make it too late?
smells like smoke.
I'm gonna say something.
You also notice, and it's barely out of the corner of your eye, but you see
Behind or in
probably
front?
in front, up ahead. With the 21, you notice. There's what looks like a woodpecker hole, but you first don't think anything of it until you look down, and what you initially might have thought was a branch is actually a crossbow bolt, and something's attached.
There's something attached to the crossbow. I'm gonna pick it up.
It's embedded in the tree, and you're about 60 or 70 feet away.
I'm gonna stop and I'm like, wait.
Then stop.
I'm like, there is a crossbow bolt in that tree. And I smell smoke. Does anybody else smell it?
Zoom takes a second, breathes in, he nods.
I'm like, there's
Tal'el also kind of looks nervously. I noticed it too.
I'm gonna be like,
Nora, you
Who
at this
wants
point
to-
pick it up.
let's go get that bolt because there's something attached to it.
Zoom looks a little bit nervously, but
I'm like, sorry, baby, but you're the
you're the NPC.
not that. You just have the best terrain. You're the best in this terrain.
He kind of looks nervously and he approaches. And it's faint, but it's agonizing. You hear, "No!"
Oh.
And you see Zoom immediately, his hand go up and cover his neck.
That's exactly what I thought it was gonna be.
And he begins backing up. And kind of quickly in turns and kind of jogs back.
I'm like, I don't know if we should continue, but at the same time, like, because we could be leading more trouble right into this encampment if we go right in for
If
this
it's
encampment.
this, then it's too late.
I know, but it might not be too late. They might still be fighting right
you
now.
You still hear him shouting.
I turned around, I'm like, look, we can either run up here, see what's left. There could be still something left, but we could be leading more trouble if somebody's following us.
I think if someone's following us, that's the least of our problems. If there's someone that we can go help, we need to help them.
Why don't I?
You
there's
hear
something following us,
Tal'el
we're gonna
shout,
dump
"You're
it."
not leaving me!"
I'm not
I have
leaving
to.
you. I'm just saying we might not be going.
He's like, I have to know! And you hear his voice cracking.
Let's go.
All right,
Let's go.
go
We know
ahead. We're gonna start running. We're not sprinting, but we're running.
You all kind of at a jauntier jog. as it
Jump
were.
your jog. Like I don't want
You run
to
past,
exhaust
and
ourselves,
you,
but we're.
as you kind of jog past, all of your eyes do catch there is a fae, a fairy or sprite, who is on the opposing end of the crossbow bolt. It looks like they were run directly through.
Oof, fuck. Literally, when she said there was something attached, I was like, God, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, no. You said smoke and crossbow. I was like, it's over. Like it's
I
done.
don't know. Did we go too late?
You
I
all
feel so guilty.
jog further in, and immediately you can see there are three kind of smoldering larger trees that you've seen. It looks like there are char marks already on the outside. What looks like what may have been some circles on the inside, what look like different arcane symbols. As you're just quickly glancing about, you don't see anything else.
There's no bodies, no nothing.
What's burning?
The trees were.
Inside the trees are.
They're not currently burning. They're smoldering.
So like, are these like hollow trees? Like if I go in and I'm what's going on with these trees?
If you go over to the tree, you can kind of see, and now there are what look like archways, windows. Some of them look like doors. You kind of take when you kind of press and it kind of crumbles in your hand as you peer in, look inside. The inside is just, it looks like something was thrown on the tree, and the initial part is kind of it's the crocodile burn, where something was set ablaze, and what was near one of the entrances was just charred.
So there are no bodies laying around. The only dead sprite that we've seen so far is the one that had a crossbow through it.
You don't see any others. Not as you're just glancing about, running around.
Okay, I'm gonna like kind of pause for a minute. So this is the village right here that we're in. So I'm gonna kind of take a pause and I'm gonna start looking for signs of like what was here, or like any bodies. Like, because I'm trying to see if there's anybody left to save or help.
Okay. For tracking, roll this rebel check.
That would be an unnatural 20.
You look around, and it's unnerving. You look around, and they look like boot prints.
Human boot prints.
Most likely. There are what looks to be maybe 5, 6 sets. One of them looks thinner than the others. All of them are kind of intermingled with one another, so you're just kind of glancing about. One of them looks very heavy set. And you go and you look around one of the other trees and you look down and you see 4 giant paw prints.
Like wolf prints are bigger than that.
Bigger. Heavier.
What shape? Like paw?
Like it's a paw.
And do you bring more attention to this?
Yeah, I'm gonna
sorry.
wave. I'm gonna wave Nora and Zoom over, and maybe I guess Tal'el's with them. So I'm just gonna wave them over and be like, "This is not a wolf print, but this is an animal print." But would I know what this is?
Would you know?
Yes, but they maybe know what kind of animal this is?
You wouldn't know what this is, but you can go ahead and make a nature check. And then what are you doing?
18.
I'm feeling guilty in the corner. I suppose I'm just kind of walking around. I might call out.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone here? No one.
Silence.
So are the trees still burning currently?
And they're not still burning.
Do you think we would be able to tell how
They're-
long ago
yeah,
they
do
were
I wanna
flamed?
know?
That would be part of a nature check.
Oh man, do
Or
I
a
want to
survival.
know?
It would be nature or survival.
Okay.
What did I just roll for? A nature?
Nature.
I just rolled a nature at 18.
18. This is feline.
Fuck. So like a fucking tiger. It's gonna be a giant ass fucking
It's
tiger.
bigger than a tiger.
What the hell's bigger than a tiger? What?
I got a 22 for nature to see how long ago this happened.
Okay,
I don't want to know, but I want to know.
As you're looking around,
sick.
the smoldering, which is weird, because you know trees burn in very particular ways. You would know about because
Don't
of the
burn
forges.
quick AF.
Because of the forges, whenever you fuel them, sometimes you use coal for certain effects. You would sometimes need to put in wood. Wood burns in very particular ways. The smoke is recent.
No, it means we just missed
Yeah, I know, but
The
they're smoldering
char
already.
on the trees is older.
The char on the trees is
When you look at the cracked, blackened bark, you look at it and it crumbles in your hand as you kind of peel parts of it away. A fire like this would have already been put out. It should not still be smoldering.
I'm gonna talk to a tree.
You're gonna talk to a tree.
Yeah, I can talk to trees. I know how to talk to.
You take a second and you lay your hands.
I'm feeling-
Which tree do you go to? One of the burned ones. One of the.
I don't have any way to put out the burning ones, so I'm gonna do it.
They're not burned. They're smoldering.
Well,
so
yeah.
And there are still.
I'm gonna
embers.
do one next to one of the smoldering ones.
Okay, you go over. It's a smaller tree, and you lay your hand against it, and you focus. You concentrate.
What happened here?
An attack. Vicious, quick, organized. So much fire.
How long ago?
4 days.
attacked?
And a
Just
creature on the leash.
Ask him what happened to all the bodies.
Naughty pigeon! Naughty metagaming pigeon!
The people.
What happened to the inhabitants?
Take.
Alright, that's exactly what I thought. God damn it.
Taken. Alive? Or dead? Moving or still?
Hard to say.
Sorry. Yikes.
See, jeez.
Are you gonna tell me this stuff when you get done talking?
You just
Yeah, well-
you just see her pressing her hand in the tree. Zoom at this point actually goes over to one of the buildings that Tal'el has indicated and has actually dropped him off, and Tal'el has run inside.
Oh.
Isn't it on fire?
No, that there's the smoldering, so it's that white smoke.
Okay.
Which did you convey that information to?
White smoke?
Are you gonna tell me any of this stuff
Did
that
you
you're
tell her
I
about
will
this?
tell you. I don't think
Okay.
I've told you yet, but I will tell
Okay.
you.
I'm just knowing if
Your
I
hand is against the
I'm
tree.
gonna say how many came.
With the creature. 11.
So 10 people and the big cat. 10 people and the big cat. I can't think of anything else close. So which way did they go? Which way the sun rises or the sun sets?
Sun's rise.
We could chase it down.
I mean, I'm down for it.
But they left
Yeah,
4
days ago.
Let's see.
That's a lot of people, too.
How did they make the fire?
Magic.
Yeah, these figures.
Flicks of wrists and arcane words. They stood no chance.
And they only took the fairies?
You get the sense that, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck. Can I look around and see if I can see these tracks, like a set of tracks like leaving, or like a set of tracks like entering this area?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Go ahead and make another survival check.
Natural 20.
You look, and along the outside of the encampment, as you're kind of doing a perimeter, you look off, and to the southeast there is a set of tracks. And kind of veer off.
So the way we were coming. Tracks that are heading towards us, or tracks that are leaving? These tracks look like they're coming like...
They look parallel to the ones that you made.
coming in.
It looks like that's where it was headed.
Okay, so these are tracks that are leaving.
Leaving.
The way we can... What is...
Okay, I'm gonna relay all the information. I'm gonna say, they went, you said, east?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they went east 4 days ago.
There's tracks headed out of this village southeast, parallel with the one that we came in on.
Do you want to try to track him down?
DM, question. So granted, these Fae are not technically traveling willingly and or by themselves on foot, but they would probably have a few of them with them. Would I be able to track them that way? This group.
Dude.
I have more. Like, would I be able to track them at all?
Usually, tracking refers to the traces left behind by that particular creature, by that particular entity. Because it doesn't seem like Fae, the sprites, are traveling on their own fruition, it's unlikely that you would find a trace that you could pull from. It would be very difficult.
Would I be able to tell, like, okay, another side question just because I'm not sure. What's a fiend?
Fiend, like a devil, demons.
So if, like, I was to just, in general, just, like, get a feel for what this is, like, do I feel any of that kind of, like, undead, fiendish energy, Fae-ish energy besides
You only get the Fae.
the sprites?
You only get the Fae-ish energy.
Alright. Got me on. I tried. What about your detect magic? See what the fuck you can detect with that?
Detect
A little
magic?
arcane
You have
magic
arc-
detector.
Arcane?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so just another side question, DM. People that, like, weld arcane magic, do, like, they leave a trace behind when they go places, or just when they use their magic?
Usually just when they use their magic. It's usually referring to a specific magic item or...
Can you, like, just another, like, just in general question, just for knowledge purposes, are there arcane spells or items that, like, cloak your presence?
You would have had some kind of conversation with your cousin about this, most likely. And there are.
Fuck. Okay, so if these, perchance, people were, like, disguising their whereabouts through arcane magic, that would leave a trail, technically?
It depends, possibly.
Can I track it?
Are you trained in Arcana?
I have advantage in it.
In Arcana?
Yeah, it's blooped in skills. I only have a +4 though, because my intelligence is low.
Because Arcana is whether or not you can see if something is arcane in nature. It doesn't really let you track it. Because you're trained in it, it would lower the DC to if you were trying to track something. But the nature of some spells, the purpose is not to leave a trace. The purpose is to not be seen. The chances of something like that leaving a trace for you to follow, an arcane trace for you to follow, it kind of cancels out and makes it nearly impossible. Tal'el at this point has actually come out and he's just slumped in the doorway, just kind of on his knees, wings draped at his side.
I'm gonna, like, walk over to him and be like, would you know why people are collecting your kind of people? Like, what use they would have? And I know this sounds terrible, but what kind of malicious use they could use you for?
You see his whole body shudder as you ask that question. You make a persuasion check.
Oof. 12.
12. He seems a little bit shell-shocked. You can see, and like you've kind of gathered over the past few days and stuff, he's been steeling himself. He's been bracing himself for whatever he came across, and he didn't expect to see something like this already. And millions of things are kind of running through his mind, and even as you ask your question, he kind of has to shake his head out of it and rubs a little bit of soot from his face and says, "It depends how much what people intend. Pixies innately have. We understand poisons, we understand nature, we understand how to hide and conceal ourselves. Evidently not well enough. Many of them were fairy tales, forgive the tales of the spirits, that there are mages, humans who can use the dust from their wings. But that's less of a pixie thing. More of a, or that's more of a sprite thing, not really a pixie thing.
So what do they use this dust from your wings for?
It's from pixies. It's not from sprites like me.
Or you just said the opposite of
Yeah,
that.
sorry. No, that was good. I had it in my head and I said the wrong thing. Sorry.
Give up.
I'm gonna ask Tal'el after he says this about the pixie stuff. I'm gonna ask him, are there any more villages southeast of us that you know of?
No, not southeast. It's too close to humans. That's too close to everything.
So where would the next town be? Village, sorry.
Village would be north from here.
Would we know? Is there like a big human town that's the southeast direction? Like a
Southeast
city
direction?
or something? Yeah.
The
Nothing
only ones that you are familiar with are Pathstow, which is the one that you pass through, Bomberg, and then Willends.
That was mainly like north and west and south.
What was that second one you just said?
Bomberg?
No, the one before that.
Pathstow.
Did we pass through that?
No, it's north.
It's north. It's about half a day's travel from Bomberg.
But it's still southeast of our location.
It's southeast of your location, yeah.
How big is this town?
Your cousin Nora would know. It's about the same size as Bomberg, just a little bit bigger.
Is there anything special about this town?
Not that she remembers.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you say it was the nightlife?
There was a lot of nightlife there, but I mean, when you say special, it's broad range. Like when you say special, I think
I mean, like, are there?
Mountain, a town,
Is it known for anything?
nightlife, and that's only in this strip of land.
Sorry.
And when you say nightlife, you mean like?
Nightlife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything you can think of and more.
I didn't start this.
You said the next nearest village is north.
Yes.
And the tracks I saw leaving were southeast.
Southeast. Almost paralleling yours.
So those tracks would have been made 4 days ago, which is before we even left.
Yeah, before we even left the Bomberg.
What about those 4 people that showed up the day we were leaving?
Well, I mean, they...
Do you not see her face right now? Because technically they would have reached that town.
4 days.
No. They would have been burning the village.
They burned it, takes them 4 days to get back, and they arrived.
But we've been traveling for 3 days. This is the 4th day.
Who says
So it's
that
been
they-
8 days.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying it could likely have been.
I'm math confused
Are
myself.
all of the tracks? Well, we'll have to roll another perception. Were all of the tracks going to the east?
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Okay. I was thinking.
You know what I'm saying? So, 4 days ago, when we were in the town,
Mhm.
they were in the town.
Mhm.
But we left.
Mhm.
So the day we left was the day they burned the town. So they couldn't have been
Yes.
in the town and burning the village.
Oh, right. Okay. Because time passes. Yes. Yes, that makes sense.
Their time passes as our time passes, so.
Yeah, it does. Okay, gotcha. So it probably wasn't them.
I'm not saying it couldn't have been them. I mean, for all we know, they could have been in that town for a reason, waiting for them to come back.
Well, we would have either passed them or. I thought they
Yeah,
were.
we don't know that.
travelers.
Maybe there's a main road that leads back to that city that we don't know about right now. They could be on a main road somewhere. Tal'el, are there any main roads around here?
What?
Near enough for somebody to get on that would head
No,
back towards
no,
a city?
The closest road system is it's the one you all came from.
I just don't know.
Okay, okay. Is this something that the next town north needs to know about? Because you don't have to decide right now, but if you need to go to the northern town, we'll take you. But you don't have to decide right now or say anything.
I knew the people here. They wouldn't have known the location of the northern town. They wouldn't know the location of several towns, if anything. It's a reassuring sign that their tracks lead away.
Okay, so what other towns or villages would the people here know about?
None. This was an outpost. Some simple lookout and watch and care for creatures and there's a
What kind of creatures?
small mammalian creatures, rabbits, squirrels. We wouldn't know about any of the other towns, but there are very few people who would have that information.
Including you, you don't have the information.
I do.
I see. But us going there might put them in more danger.
Nods.
I see.
If we go, they need to be alerted. But I don't have that ability. I can't. I don't know how to use magic. He's barely functioning right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But he said that they do need to know. And he does know the location of
Yeah.
the northern town.
So you both use magic, right? You
Mhm.
think you could alert them somehow if I don't know what to do.
Let's see.
I don't know any magic that would do that I'm aware of.
Okay.
There are sigils here that would allow a small amount of people to possibly leave, but I don't know where they would have gone. That's what I was checking. The sigil has been used. I know that much.
So these sigils are like a transportation.
Nods.
And is there a way to trace where they went?
I don't know the symbols well enough. I just know whether or not it's been activated.
They're arcane?
They're arcane.
So can I get a read off them?
That you could fit in the tree.
I mean, I'll bring this whole
I
tree
don't.
down
I don't
if
have a
to.
be small spell.
He takes a second. He isn't intelligent. He mindlessly just kind of stumbles, walks out, and just kind of stumbles out, and just in the dirt, kind of starts trying to trace the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize it?
You can roll an Arcana check.
I'll roll an Arcana check. We'll see.
Can I roll the advantage if she's gonna roll? Hold on. Who's got more? Mine's +4.
Mine's +5.
Okay, you go. I'll let her have advantage.
Okay, you assist. You help her.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay.
Okay, good.
18 plus
5.
5
23.
is
23.
Yeah.
It is a teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the sigils, it goes to a specific location. You can't gather what location that is because you don't know where the send-off is to. You know for sure it connects to another specific point.
Okay.
And wherever that point is, if the sigil was used, you can bounce from the sigil to the other one.
Okay.
If you have the means, if you have the wherewithal.
I tell him that, and I tell them that.
Okay.
Like, is there any place you can think of where this might lead to?
It could lead to several places. It could lead to the town in the north. It could go... And he hesitates for a second, reluctant to disclose the information for some of the other villages. But after a few nervous breaths, there are some to the further west. There's a very large city. But it's underwater. It's hidden in a cave.
And those are north, southeast. Okay, so southeast. Okay.
It's west.
Closer to the west.
It's farther west from here.
No, I'm saying those tracks were leading southeast.
They were.
Mm-hmm.
The people here, they wouldn't have known the location. They wouldn't have known about these. I only know because I would help send things there. They needed...
So these sigils used to transport people or things?
both. One...
So you're saying that these sigils have been used and people did get out?
Seems possible. I hope so.
So I wouldn't know how to use this particular sigil.
It's too small.
You'd have to
I
use the
can't draw
actual
it
sigil
bigger.
in there.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because it's the one that's
You have
got,
to
like,
enchant
it's, yeah, okay.
Like
It's too small for us, or it's just too small to get in there? Because I'll
Like,
cut
you
this
have to
whole
enchant.
tree
Too small
down.
for you.
Okay. I was like, I'll cut this whole tree down to get to it.
It's too small
It's like,
for
oh
you.
man, can I just reach my hand in and like activate
Touch it?
it for Tal'el? Although who knows where it leads, so.
This sigil wouldn't lead back to your village, would it?
No, not that I'm aware of. Certain areas have certain connections with others, and oftentimes that information is obscured for this very purpose. His head kind of swirls, and he takes a knee and just sits.
I'm gonna leave him alone. I think he needs a minute to just be.
Yikes.
Okay. Well, I suppose we could give him some time to decide what he wants to do.
Do you think maybe we should kind of leave this area, maybe make camp for a little bit? I mean, I don't really want to.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we can't make camp here. That would probably be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it's still morning though, because we didn't travel for. Well, we traveled for a couple hours.
And you travel. It's probably
Like
around
early
11
afternoon.
or so. By the time you've gone around, you've investigated the area, spent some time really trying to process everything that's happened.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of early to make camp, but I guess we can just take the rest of that time to regroup. Yeah, but I think we should give Tal'el a minute just to kind of be before we do anything.
Okay.
Can
I maybe follow those tracks and see if like maybe they disappear if they just continue?
Sure. How long do you follow them for?
I'll walk for about 10, 15 minutes in that direction.
Okay.
See if they continue or not.
They do.
Oh, really? Fuck.
There's a little bit of winding, but you can almost see where you all would have come through.
So this is not the exact path that we took.
No. But it's kind of paralleling.
paralleling?
I want to go another 10 minutes.
I'm about 20 minutes out now. Walking. There is a split at one point where it looks like some go off. Maybe 2 or 3.
Which direction?
North.
So some of them are going southeast and some of them are going directly north.
Yes.
So I see which way the feline went.
It's tracking southeast.
Why would they go southeast and then just go north?
And he said that there's the next village is north.
Yeah, but he said not many people would know if they were
But we don't
there.
know what they would know.
Another 5 minutes into that extra 10 minutes. The feline and a heavier set veers off southeast. Like further south than...
We
but how
saw
many-
them! That's what we saw walking. Wait, you said they were going west? That's what we saw! And they had the sack! They had...
We're so fucked,
Oh my
man.
gosh, why
And you didn't say fucking shit!
I didn't say anything!
You didn't say shit, baby! Just
I didn't
sit there!
Oh my gosh! Ah!
I want to fucking shoot myself. Fuck! And the DM's too fucking good. So the feline. Okay, so how many split north? Can I tell?
The remainders, the one who split north.
So you're saying they split twice? So it was all going southeast, and then how many split north?
However many there were, which seems like a large number, it looks like maybe 2 or 3 of them turned and started heading directly north.
And then it
You'd
split
look
again.
And see a heavier set and the feline prince heading south, further south.
Feline.
I had no reason to bother the dude. He was just walking with the sack. Got my fairies or my sprites or my...
And then you said he's headed south, directly
Yes,
south.
he was headed directly south, and the others are continuing
kitty.
southeast.
Hello, kitty.
Okay. Do you continue on the main drag? Or do you cut off at one of them, or any of them?
I want to cut off on the southeast one. Not the south. The south one. Just maybe another 5 to 10 minutes.
You go along that one, seems like it goes for a long time.
And it just seems like a
heavy
one set of tracks, humanoid, and one set of feline tracks.
Yes.
His friends were right there. Oh, bye, Joe. Sorry, you're in the sack. I'm just gonna...
We didn't have Tal'el with us when we saw those.
You did.
Oh, yeah,
We were
because it was in
traveling.
between the two.
We were traveling hard and Jacob, and we were just sleeping, and they passed right by, and we could have just stopped them. But I was in character, there was no way. It was the middle of the night, and the dude was just walking.
Do you see this face?
He was just walking.
We make an intelligence check.
Me?
Technically, she doesn't know about this.
No. But I mean, you would come back and tell us.
So I'm going to say I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell them what I saw.
Okay. Intelligence?
Intelligence.
Because I don't even know what else I 10?
10.
10.
Based on what you saw, sack on this individual's back, because they were headed southwest.
Oh, they're headed southwest?
They were headed southwest when you saw them.
Okay.
Sack didn't look overly full.
What does that mean?
I mean, there wasn't shit in it.
I don't think pixies count as having a lot of body mass.
A whole village of them does.
Who says they have them all in the same place? Here's a pixie for you, and here's your sack. Heavy set dude with your head. Bye. I think that was your way of telling me that the pixies weren't in the sack. But still. Okay.
At some point, Zoom goes over, as usual, wordlessly, and rather than get his attention, just grabs Tal'el and just kind of holds him to his chest.
I think we should leave this place.
I agree.
I kind of feel bad leaving that. I'm gonna say this to Nora quietly. I kind of feel bad leaving that Sprite pinned to that tree.
Mm-hmm.
I was. How far away was that Sprite from the village?
You all didn't jog for more than...
Would you say that I had to
2 minutes.
repass it to when I was following the tracks? I mean, take that I was
Yeah,
following.
you were paralleling it, so you were a little bit far away. You might have lost the tracks if you went back across and...
Okay.
You'd have to travel back along the way that you came in.
Okay.
Were there any other bolts around the...
Is that the only one?
That was the only one who's pinned. You didn't see any others.
Almost got away?
And what direction was that bolt facing? Like, since we were facing the village, was the bolt...
Yeah.
So they came from the same direction we did.
Something very close to it.
I almost think we should go back to that town and see if anyone came through before us.
What town?
What was it called?
Lost
Bomber.
town?
Bomber.
Oh, Bomber.
And see if anybody came through before us recently.
Well, I mean, I suppose that would work.
I mean, it could.
Because,
Because it's not like we were asking about it, you know.
no, well, we didn't know. But even if we had information on them, I don't know what else we could do. Unless they had, like, a place where they were going and they told someone that they were going to that place.
I mean, you never know what they could have told people. They could have been like, oh, we're headed west. Or north. You know?
But we know which way they're going.
That doesn't mean they didn't double
Maybe they
cross
said what
and
town
go
they're going to.
I'm just saying it's an option.
Man, this is harder than the dreams. I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah, because it's like you gotta put everybody in perspective. It's like,
Okay, so we're not gonna follow them, because that would just...
I mean, unless you want to, and the only people I want to follow is that human and cat.
You would want to follow them?
I mean, 2v4 versus who knows how many verse 4. Granted, it's a giant cat, but I mean, it do what it do.
We could become friends with the cat. And then I could have a giant cat instead
Your
of
Nora
ours.
showing.
Sorry, I'm Nora, not Nora. My past life.
Why don't, for now, why don't we head... Well, I want to kind of talk to Tal'el again, so I'm going to like kind of walk over.
I don't know if he's
Zoom has kind of gone off, not too far, but he's a little bit.
I'm in like
away,
keeping my
and Zoom always keeps eye contact, but he's just kind of stepped away from the village, and he's just holding his hand against his chest.
I'm gonna be like, me and Nora were talking, and we were maybe gonna try to double back and go back to Bomber, and maybe ask about, see if anybody had passed through before us headed in this direction. Maybe try to get a read off of where they might be going, anything.
Wings drooping, he's just kind of sitting in the middle of Zoom's palm, just. He's essentially it's some kind of form of shock, as he's just trying to mentally process everything that's happening. And he's just trying to. What are you looking for from me?
I'm just wondering if that would be okay if you want to come with us. I don't know what you might have planned. I don't know what you might want to get into after this. I know you're not in a state right now to make any super big decisions.
Quite perceptive.
Only on my good days.
No, I don't really have a choice in the matter. Even if everything were fine, I have my oath to you.
Oath to me?
No, it's nothing to do with both of you, to teach you poisons. My purpose was to come and to warn them, or to figure out if something could be done, and nothing could be done, but that doesn't negate my payment.
Well, I feel like we could definitely hold off on payment for a while. I feel like what's most important is to see what else we can do for any surviving, if anyone is surviving from these attacks, and figure out what's going on and who else they might be after. Because one village is, might be random, but two is leaning on coincidence. Which means they could be planning more attacks, and they could be trying to find other villages.
It's most likely they've probably cleared out the majority of everyone anyway.
So that, yikes.
That someone had to get away. If I of all people could, someone else more qualified, they must have raised the alarm. They had to have.
So would have anyone had, when this village was being attacked, would they have fled themselves? Like,
Yes,
and in what direction would they have flown?
Anywhere that they were aware of that was safe.
And would they have a specific destination in mind if they did get away?
It would be the nearest town. The village they'd be aware of. For some, You might not be aware of any at all. Just begin flying in a direction.
Okay. DM. Now can I track a fae?
You'd have to. You have to pick up the trail of one, probably. So it would probably require some kind of perception check. And actually, make a perception check now, as you're talking with Tal'el.
I see that I'm retarded. 10.
10. Yeah.
What were you looking for? You just perception.
First you just said perception.
I mean, Nora, you're probably standing close by. You can also make a perception check too.
Can I just do one with advantage? Go ahead, roll.
18.
Okay, thank God.
Plus my perception was 4, so 22.
Nora, Tal'el isn't very flashy. He's not overly gaudy as you've heard some of the smaller fae folk can be. Some of them can be quite extravagant. He's wearing a chain on his neck with something attached to it that he wasn't wearing before.
Dear God, no. No!
What?
It's just gonna be like the ring of his dead wife or something super horrible, and I'm going to... No! He got it out of the tree. If he wasn't wearing it before, he went into the tree, he got it out, now he's wearing it.
Well, I'm not gonna ask about it.
You better fucking ask him! Ask him! Be fucking nosy. We are trying to save these people. We're allowed to be nosy.
My character's not nosy!
You can
Do you want to save these people or not?
I do!
You can bring it up to your cousin. I mean,
Bring it up to me. I'll ask him. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, that's bad.
Okay, I'm gonna see that he's obviously in distress, so I'm just gonna be like, we'll talk about it in a little while.
it doesn't matter. It's... Unless we come across someone else who has some kind of arcane ability, there's not much else I can do.
Arcane ability. I don't know. Nessie? She seems like super fucking strong.
But she was leaving the next day, wasn't she?
Fuck.
She left! She's gone! All the way, just bye-bye. Bye, Nessie.
We don't know anything about Jacob and Wyatt. What if they got arcane abilities and we're just fucking fools?
I don't think they do.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, whenever
Talavin,
any
you
of us
remember...
did magic.
Do I remember what?
You remember that fateful night, right before you got your tattoo, there was something that Nessie said.
Oh God, what? Oh no, I didn't write it down because I was gonna go back.
Something that Nessie said to the bipedal mice.
To the mice?
Oh no, I did write that down. Hold on. Whoop, hold on. Mice.
You remember?
Remember, because I said, because a side, just like a little side story.
Yeah.
So Nessie was like, hey, let's go get this tattoo. And I was like, hell yeah. So then me and her took Zoom up to the room, and obviously, like, she didn't know Tal'el was there, or I didn't want her, because, like, as we opened the door, Tal'el, like, and it sounded like, little tiny footsteps, and I was like, she kind of was, like, looking around, and I was like, oh, we have mice. And then she said, oh, so you have, like, bipedal, like, because it was 2 feet, not, like, it was, like,
Was I present for this?
no, you were still downstairs staring at your fucking glass of wine.
No, like, was Mackenzie present for this?
Yes!
I don't remember this.
You were present.
Hold on. I wrote that down.
Didn't she say not to worry?
No, she said something else. She said, tell your friend, or tell
There was
not
something
to
she
worry.
said
That's
that-
something she said after I got my
She
tattoo.
would handle it. That's what she said.
I know,
Yeah.
she said something
She
to
said
me.
she would figure it out.
Oh, well, Lucy's got it. We don't have to do it.
She said tell your companion not to worry. But she said something else when we first
But how could she?
took Zoom up there, but I don't think... Let's get these tattoos. I'll try to see what I can do. That's what she said.
We should have brought Nessie with
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Isn't that unfortunate?
I'll try to see what I can do, But then later she said, tell your companion not to worry. But now we're more worried than we were before.
It's fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine.
It's not fine. Let's make camp and just chill the rest of the day and just let's go to bed.
It's midday.
I want to see Jasper. I want to go to sleep. Oh yeah.
Zoom at this point kind of looks to one of you and kind of points.
I'm gonna link with him. I don't know. I can't read.
It's too hard.
Fingers.
Like, would you take him for a second?
Sure. And I kind of take him. I got my hood on, and I just kind of like.
He doesn't make a move off of your hand.
Oh God! I'm just gonna hold him like right here. Kind of like in the folds of like my cloak. I'm just gonna hold my hand here.
You feel an almost imperceptible grasp against the cloak. Zoom.
I'm gonna hold it away from my heart so I can't hear my heart beating frantically.
Being sad heart.
He leaves for 10 minutes. And after that 10 minutes, he returns. He makes a motion, and he has the bolt in his hand, and he has something wrapped in his other hand.
I'm just gonna kind of nod. Well, I'll link up with him again. I'll be like, "Thank you." I was gonna do that, but thank you.
He nods, and you hear him say he was one of his close friends.
Oh, it was Jin.
Just fucking shoot
I didn't
me
hear
in
that.
the face. I'm just gonna kind of like, "Thank you."
He stops, and at that point, he says he's holding out to make sure she's okay. And keeps going. Finds near the base of the tree.
Jen. I told you about that.
Jin was dead.
No, I told you.
Is Tal'el dying or something?
Bro, the reason we came to this town was for Jen.
Yeah.
And we didn't find Jen.
Yeah.
So therefore she might fucking be alive. I'm not saying this is Sophia talking to Mackenzie right now.
You could link with your cousin to let her know what's going on.
Tal'el's right here.
He's right here.
You stupid I'll link with her and be like,
He was holding out to make sure she was alive, and so she's not alive, so that's why he
No,
completely...
he's holding out.
he's holding out.
Oh!
He still is holding.
He's holding out.
Gotcha!
Come on,
To make sure
Mackenzie.
she's alive.
I love you. She might need to be sleepy times because her mind, her brain is not. She didn't get them wings, and so she's like.
I know, I just
That's all she can think about.
Wings.
What do you all do for the rest of the day?
We're just gonna hang out, I guess.
We're gonna leave this place because I don't feel comfortable staying
Oh, I
here.
thought we'd already... Okay, no,
You-
you're right.
Right before you leave here... Wait, I should get some things. There's no sense in letting it go to waste. He staggers and kind of forward and points to one of the trees, and you take him over there and he goes inside. By 15 minutes, then he comes out and he has what looks like some kind of pack. He just doesn't even look back, just keeps walking.
I'm just gonna say I'm like kneeling in front of the tree. And I just like,
Walks onto your hand.
and I'm gonna put him up
Yeah.
under. Like I'm gonna have my hood up, and I'm just gonna.
Just rests in the folds of your hood. You all leave.
I'm gonna say I guess we're just gonna follow the trail that we made coming in on the way back.
You all begin heading back the way you came. Tracking back through. Not sure where this is taking you. You all make camp for the night. Do you pair off differently? What do you do as you all make camp for the long trek back?
Well, we still might
Mentally,
be
emotionally.
followed.
exhausted.
So Tal'el doesn't have to take a watch.
A watch.
I think he's okay. Let's see. I'm gonna do, since we doubled back, I'm gonna do a perception around the area to see if there were more tracks, like the people who were like following us.
Yeah, I'll do one too. Well, I'll give her advantage. Whatever.
Yeah. That would, if you're looking for tracks, that would be survival.
Wait, who's?
Okay.
Well,
Survival. 21.
21. You look around. The only tracks you see are your own.
Okay.
As you all are trekking back, and you're moving a little bit slower than before, and you make it past certain points. You make it to the place where you made camp before, but you decide not to stay there. And push past that area, unless that's where you want to stay.
No.
Now we can keep going.
You keep going. Begins getting about dusk. You pass the place where you have your alarm spell, where you see a crocodile sunning itself.
Kill it. I'm kidding.
You kill it.
No.
I'm
gonna go around.
to kill anything.
I kinda am.
I'm gonna dispel my alarm spell if I. Oh wait, no. It dispels after 8 hours.
It hasn't been 8 hours, or no, it has been 8 hours.
Yeah,
So,
So it's
where you cast it, there's a crocodile sunning itself.
Doing it.
All happy and smiling. You all bed down, make camp. Who's taking watch? If anyone.
I'll take first watch. Is Tal'el still chilling, or
Yeah, he hasn't said anything. He hasn't moved.
I'll just let him kind of chill, and I'll just take watch. I'm gonna make sure I clean warrior good, and I put. Is it cold again? Pretty cold.
It's a little chilly. It's a little bit.
I'm gonna
chilly.
put his blanket and my blanket back on him again. Do you want to take second or third watch? Something like that.
I'll take third watch.
And then Zoom, he kind of nods and then
That's okay.
All right. Let's take this perception roll.
go ahead and roll your perception check.
So, see what's cool. Not a lot. Not a lot is cracking. 16.
16. About spend your hour's watch. One thing you notice, there is a slight hum. It's coming from your hood.
Oh. Like a sing-song hum, or just
Yeah.
like a. Okay.
There's a buzzing.
Do I recognize this tune? Is he singing it loud enough to where like I could maybe catch on to it, like the tune?
You catch.
Just like in general, just like.
You get the overall melody. It repeats. It's very sweet. It's kind of sad.
Like sadness and sorrow and I want to kill myself. Ah! Okay, sorry. That's all right.
You slip. Your eyes slip up to the right.
Alright, well. Is that all? Nothing else?
You don't see.
Alright.
Like both of your eyes. Oh, we see anything?
What else do we see?
It's crazy.
I don't see anything.
In that moment.
Alright. Well, I guess
When your watch is up, he shakes you.
I'll shake him awake.
He wakes up and gives a nod.
And I'm just gonna like blink with him and be like, I didn't see anything. I don't know.
Right.
That's it.
He hasn't said anything, has he?
He's humming something really pretty, but it's kind of sad, and it's kind of giving me the downs, but I'd probably be doing the same.
Do you want him to stay with you? Do you want him to stay with me?
I don't really want to disturb him, so he's fine with me.
Stay quiet. He kind of gives, it's almost comical, but he kind of gives a little half bow.
I have or
And he
half
and he looks at you and he's like, "Today was difficult,
And I'm just kind of like, oh.
and I'm sorry you feel pain. I feel pain. I feel this pain.
I'm just gonna kind of like reach out, and I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna put my hand over his heart, and I'm just gonna be like, it's okay. We'll get through this together.
And he kind of reaches up and he kind of grabs.
So sweet.
And there's a moment when there are very few embers left in the fire. It's producing a little bit of heat, yes. But you can see there's this glisten in his kind of yellow eyes. He kind of smiles a little bit and he kind of gives you a nod. And there's a moment where there's almost an emotional swell and without words, you just get this emotional swell.
Because we're still linked?
You're still linked.
Oh, God.
And there's just kind of this... It's a melancholy feeling. There's a sense of drive. There's a sense of hope that you all can make this right.
And I'm just gonna kind of like, and like right before I turn away, I'm like, we will make this right. But I kind of say it out loud. Just enough to, if he's awake, he hears me.
The humming stops when you say something.
And I say it, so I say out loud, I'm like, we will make this right. And then I go over, I'm gonna lay
Before
down.
you leave,
Nope, or, no.
his hand is still kind of clutched onto yours. In the moment, he kind of gives it a little kiss.
Oh God.
Lets your hand go.
In a puddle. Son of a bitch.
He sits back and begins to watch as you pull your hood up and you be careful when you lay down.
I'll lay down on this side, even though it's my tattooed side. It is what it is.
I did mention that Nora, whenever she went to sleep, she cried herself to sleep because she was very emotionally upset. But she laid
And so
her back.
Talavin, who wants to cry herself to sleep, is not gonna do that because that's just gonna make him super distressed. So she's just gonna like cry inwardly.
Yeah, because it really affected her. She laid with her back to everyone and kind of away just a little bit because stuff like that just like was perfect. Yeah. She cried herself to sleep.
And eventually sleep takes you.
If we have dreams, do you want to take that up next time? Because you have work in the morning.
Nora.
And it is morning.
Nora.
Madison. Okay.
It's your lack of
Nora.
sleep. Yes?
You breathe in. There's a familiar scent. You blink a few times. You're back in the clearing.
Yeah. She
As you
still
blink,
has tears on her cheeks.
tear street. You sit up and you look around and you see there's a shimmering archway in front of you.
Aw. She doesn't even wipe the tears. She just kind of like, not speed walks because that would do that weird hip thing.
Olympic speed walk.
You have to go everywhere.
She leaves. Okay, so question.
Yeah.
From like past experiences, can Nora like reach through the little archway to touch Jasmine?
That sounds so weird.
I want
Yeah.
to touch you.
I want to touch you. Yeah,
Because the thing is, she wants to hug him. That's what she wants to do. That's the overall goal of this particular
What this session is about to be about is, I'm gonna hug him because I want to touch him.
I need to
Yes.
touch him.
She's trying
I need to
not to.
love
She just
him.
needed to hug somebody to hug.
Talavin.
Bad singing. 11 points of damage.
Talavin. You open your eyes and you're back in that familiar clearing. You look and you see the flaming blue eyes, the silvery across the water. You just slow blinking, staring into your eyes.
She just wants to run over there and give him a giant hug and cry, but she doesn't want to get bitten. I'm gonna say she kind of just like, almost like sadly walks towards him.
He walks forward this time, meets you about halfway, and says, "I'm so sorry."
So am I. Feel like a failure.
Nora, you approach the shimmering gate and you see standing on the other side, Jasper. He
Skipped me!
He looks, he unlike other times, he looks better. He looks more well put together.
Why are you doing that? Because you're literally in pain right now. He's putting on a good face.
Okay.
He's wearing his familiar robes. His hair is most of it is kind of cascading down his back, long and thick, but the top part of his hair is kind of tied in a long braid in the
I'm
back.
too sad to lust.
You're never too sad to lust. It is what it is.
Okay, it's fine.
He's standing several feet kind of away, and you see him, and he kind of smiles.
Nora tries
And
to look
he
chipper.
gestures.
She goes to him.
You go through the barrier.
Do I?
Would
Or
Nora
do I?
would Nora know better to go through the barrier?
He steps up to the barrier and sees that, and he places his hand against the.
Better take what you can get, fam.
Not enough.
You're gonna cause problems. You're not careful.
I know.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Talavin, you feel his warm breath kind of brush against your forehead, and it smells sweet, and it smells like the forest, it smells like home. He's just looking at you. You can see in his eyes, his flaming silvery blue eyes, that he wants to help. And he wishes there was some way to help alleviate the pain, the feeling of the guilt.
We get this hug each
And
other.
At this point, he actually kind of lays down. He kind of gives you a nod.
Oh, I'm going to just like step up, and I'm not gonna like wrap my arms around him, but I'm just gonna kind of like lean into him a little bit and just kind of like just grab like a little bit of his fur and just kind of like put my face in his neck.
Smells like home. Smells like every familiar thing. And you feel his head tilt and kind of press you against his shoulder.
I'm going to let one single tear slide down my cheek. That is all, the only one.
It is the tear of steel. You have self-control.
Nora, Jasper's hands are waiting between the shimmering veil. He looks at you and he looks curiously at you.
And she takes his hand and just kind of like, she's kind of trembling a little bit.
The moment you touch his hand, his fingers interlace with yours. And he yanks you through.
Yes! Yes! Take me now! Take me now! Sorry.
The arms wrap around you. And instantly you realize it's not him. Clasps around your hair. Your visage fades.
Oh shit!
Yes, we finally found you.
Fuck! Did she get snatched out of her dreams into a different world?
You begin getting pulled further and further from the barrier. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Bitch, you better roll a fucking 20.
Strength is my worst.
No!
Nora just starts crying. She just goes willingly. It's not what it's like.
We were so happy for like a literal instant.
And panic. You feel that moment seize.
She
in your
hesitated.
gut.
Why do I trust her?
She's crying.
I actually am crying. That's shocked me so much. Do I have to make a strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw.
Can I cast a spell?
You are being dragged away quickly as all of a sudden you see two
Wait a second,
Four.
is her fingers interlocked with theirs?
interlocked.
Oh, you can throw some fucking fire out through that hand, motherfucker, and almost burn them.
His hand went from here and it's now grasping the back of your hair. And
So
he's
it's only
pull-
one hand or two?
He's got two hands.
Tell me
on
when
her.
I was emotionally vulnerable. Okay, 14,
That's not bad,
14,
that's not bad.
16 strength.
It's not enough.
No!
He begins dragging you as you begin thrashing in his grasp. He begins pulling you back. Talavin, you, in this moment, feel Malik tense. And he looks up. Something's wrong. You need to wake up. And in that moment, he touches his lips to the front of your forehead and you
And I immediately shoot up, and I'm looking around.
You can't.
No.
You're bound.
What? I'm bound! Talavin's bound!
But
Oh,
so much!
Zoom is bloody. And tied up by the edge of the fire. Warrior is being detained as he is being strapped to the trees beside you. You see, across from the dying embers, these glowing eyes of this almost humanoid face with claw-like teeth that extend, almost in this Cheshire Cat-like grin.
We're so happy we were watching!
I fucking knew it! God damn it, I almost suggested it!
We were all depressed!
Oh!
And that's where we leave tonight.